Good morning and happy Thursday, holiday whole family. Josh here in the youth room for Throwback Thursday, and today we talk about the celebration of Candlemas. That's right, Candlemas, also known as Candlemas. The high churches, if you will, for example, Anglican and Catholic, and even some Lutherans, as a matter of fact, focus on the Feast of Purification. So those up high churches, not those low Baptist folks, but the really prim and proper churches, celebrate Candlemas, the Feast of Purification. 40 days after Jesus Christ was born, Mary and Joseph go to the temple to make proper sacrifices for the purification ritual. And this is mentioned in the Gospel of Luke. And in the high churches, they celebrate this by bringing candles that are blessed. So you have blessed candles in preparation for the winter, because those candles were used for the winter. But the question then is, 40 days after Christmas, which by the way is February 2nd, how long is this winter going to be? Is it going to be another 40 days or so? We'll see. Our German friends had a tradition of sorts. They would use a badger, and in some places they would use a bear or a fox. And the idea was, if it was sunny weather and the animal saw its shadow, that was indication that we'd have approximately 40 more days of winter, approximately 6 weeks, give or take. Well, those Germans moved to the United States, many of which into Pennsylvania, and they brought the tradition with them. But badgers and bears weren't really all that able to be found, so instead they used a groundhog. And this is how we now have Groundhog Day. And yes, Bill Murray spent lots of time celebrating that holiday. By the way, Punxsutawney Phil, he got his name, as legend has it, from Prince Philip himself. That's apparently where the name came from. So now you know, knowing's half the battle. So what do we take with all of this? I will say this about this year's particular Groundhog Day. Rumor has it, Punxsutawney Phil, for the first time in over 130 years, will be wearing a mask because we're still dealing with COVID. And that's kind of the lesson for today. This whole year, this whole season of COVID-19 has turned everything upside down. Even our traditions have been turned upside down. And we can bemoan that. We can be sad about that. We can be frustrated with that. Or we can look at it from a positive perspective. We say we value science, but here we are, the weather predicting rat's about to tell us how much more winter we're about to have. But you can look at it and smile. But remember this. Traditions can change. We can make new ones. What is it about tradition that we love so much? Part of it has to do with connectivity, family, and friends. I would imagine that's probably our biggest aspect of why we love tradition so much. And maybe the traditions can change. And maybe in doing so, we can create new traditions. The important isn't so much the ritual and the rite of it. The important part is the connections we have with the people around us. Be creative. Take time to make those connections. Keep the traditions alive, but understand why we keep the tradition alive to begin with. Cool hanging out with you. Take care. God bless. Happy Candlemas.